I got what I deserved. You know it. I wanted it to hurt. So wrong of me to cross that line. If I could, I would push rewind. It's my fault. I'll give you my heart. You can crush it. Moving on. I'll be on my way if you want it. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. Waving the white flag.
Welcome back to another HNLT show, the Hockey Nation. No, it's the AB Nation live tonight show with the hockey coach, road coach Francis directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the Monday night for you guys, March 6th, 2023 here in Thailand. It's a 9:02 a.m. It's a happy Tuesday from the people from Thailand. And we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens for right now. They still have about a little bit over 20 games to go for the remaining of the season 2022-2023. We're going to talk about what they need to focus now until the end of the year. What kind of the finish strong. This is the two words Martin Saint-Louis used on the press conference during the weekend after the game against Anaheim Ducks and after the game against the Vegas Golden Knights. And he want to be sure nobody coasts until to the end. Like they be sure to just take easy. They want to be sure the team continues to build their brand, their culture, and their identification of what he want to become the next couple of years. So Martin Saint-Louis, that's what is really main priorities until the end of the season. We're going to talk about this for sure. Talk about the development Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to talk about which player have a really good month of February and how it's not going to be easy for Montreal in March for the month is coming. And what's the next move for Ken Hughes? They have a couple of great big decisions they have to figure out. And then at the end, if we have time, we're going to talk about, we have a hole, maybe two, maybe three, but you have a specific hole in the lineup for Montreal Canadiens in the 2023 and 2024. So we have a lot of contents to talk about tonight. We know Montreal Canadiens going to return on the ice Tuesday night against the Carolina Hurricanes. They have a really difficult week this week. The Hurricane, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Rangers Thursday, and then Saturday they play again the New Jersey Devils. If you want to go a little bit farther, they're going to get the Colorado Avalanche. They're going to play again the Florida Panthers, and then they have a back-to-back game again at Tampa Bay Lightning. So March, guy, is really busy for Montreal, but a really difficult month. Possible they can drop from right now 26 and descending, could be 27 or 28 at the end of the month, and until they complete their season in April. So again, tonight we're going to talk about this. And finally, of course, we do at the end of the show an overview about the NHL team. We're going to talk about Sven team, what they did so far since the beginning of the season, but what they're looking for the rest of the season. The wild card and the Eastern Conference, 5-16 battle for the 2 spot. Pittsburgh Islanders, example, they play each other Wednesday night. This is maybe the game of the year for them. And then you have the Ottawa try to come back right now and the race. They're already in the race, but they try to get a spot in the wild card. Can the Florida Panthers are on the survivor mode since the last 3 weeks for the Florida Panthers? Can the Buffalo Sabres find a way to go slip around everybody and find a way to get a spot in the wild card. Unfortunately for Detroit Red Wings, I think this team is out of the wild card now. But on the Western Conference, we always talk about the Calgary Flame. But one thing we never talk about this on the wild card is the Nashville Predator. They are right now 6 points behind the wild card spot number 2, and they have 3 games in hand. They win the next 3 games. The Nashville Predator are right now tied with the Winnipeg Jet. So again, every night, every game are important for many teams are right now in the race on the playoff. Whatever the team are already in the playoff, spot is not guaranteed. Look about the Pacific Division. The Vegas, the Seattle, the Los Angeles Kings, 3 teams right now battle for the first spot in this division. What about Dallas? What about Minnesota now? Minnesota have 1 point for the last 9 games they play, and they won the last 4 games. So again, the Central Division, Colorado tried to catch up everybody in the division. Winnipeg struggled in the last 10 games, 5-2. But again, the night they play a big game at home, and right now the score is 1-1 against the Sharks. Oilers, Sabres 1-1, and the Flames took the lead 1-0 against the Dallas Stars. Nick Ritchie, new player from the Arizona with the Calgary Flames, took the lead 1-0. Again, 6 games on the program. We're going to give you a little bit more at the end of the night, a little bit what's going on around the league, the game tonight. But again, tonight is all about you guys in the chat. Great conversation. If you want to have any question at any moment, put the letter Q. Right? And try to stay in the subject we have so we can discuss all together. And I'm going to run the show until 10:30. Yes, I pass the time sometime. I love to talk to each one of you. And I'm going to try to get around at least out before 11 o'clock on tonight, on the Monday night, March 6, 2023. So let's first of all welcome everybody, guys. Let's see what we have. First of all, Brian is in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation show. Unfortunately, Brian, the only way the Montreal Canadiens can get the first round pick is only by winning the NHL draft lottery. So that only other way. If not, they cannot win it. So I don't have the best answer to give you on the fact like we have. They have to win it. They have possibly have 2 chances, but I'm not sure if Panthers is going to finish at the bottom 10. But again, the only way Montreal can get better, example, is they have to win the lottery, the NHL draft. RAJ is in the house. RJ Calabro is in the house. Welcome with all the information. André Robert Drouin is in the house. Welcome back, Mr. André. Always great to be a part of this fun the NHL team favorite fans here in the chat. You know, we have Montreal Canadiens, most of them. But at the end, we love every other team and the great conversation you can bring on the table. And by the fact, I see the flying likes point right now. So thanks so much, each one of you, for your likes tonight. And keep have a great conversation. Hopefully, have more people pop up a little bit later. The Captain Kirk is in the house. We miss you. This with the for 2023. Other warm-up show over with the 20. No, Captain Kirk. The show was on tonight. From 6 p.m. We finish this warm-up show usually, guys, at the end of the season for the regular season. So every night, Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock p.m., the warm-up show with the InnerTap are going to complete in April. We don't think so. We're going to return for the playoff this year because it's very complicated. But we will give you a little bit more information if something happening for the warm-up show. But right now, it's going to be until the end of the season. Great answer, André, for Brian. Great to hear that. Melissa Zabran is in the house. Welcome back, Melissa. I love you. You're the best, Brian. Thanks so much, my friend. Jeffrey Corey from Taiwan is in the house. Welcome aboard. Christian Shaw, talk about Montreal Canadiens, just be competitive. That's a great point, Christian. First of all, welcome back in the house. Thanks to be with us. And you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, Christian, when you said competitive. Like, take example, the last game against the Vegas Golden Knights, guys. They were losing 4-1. They come back with 2 goals. RHP at Belzile, and they tried to tie the game, did not work. But again, as a fans, you have to enjoy the performance of the Montreal Canadiens. At least the second half of the game, honestly, the first period, they was flat. Martin said we mentioned this. But they never gave up, and that's what we're looking for the rest of the year, Christian. That's a great point. Mr. Gary Cournoyer, the Roadrunner, is in the house. Love you emoji, Gary. I wrote one. Hello, coach. Let's keep the ab ship running steady. Go Abs, go. You're absolutely right. There's a great point to see that. The Edmonton Oilers just take the lead 2-1. Derek Rance's score is 11 of the year. A turnover by Buffalo Sabres, and then going to turn around for the Edmonton take the lead 2-1. We know a little bit earlier the Edmonton Oilers have McDavid went out a great pass to Ryan, by the way. And what happening for the Edmonton Oilers? They got a goal earlier, and that's what happening over there. Did they trade Cole? No. Cole Caulfield is on the injury reserve, Brent. Just lows and regular season, please. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, guys. The month of the March is 16 game. They play only 3 teams. Again, they are below them in the standing. So most of the game, guys, it's again the best team in NHL. At least they are in the playoff, or they're going to be, behind a little bit in the standing. So Montreal is going to have a very difficult month of March. If with 16 games, if they can only win 4 or 5 of them, I know it's not much, but I know it's better to nothing, right? And I think there will be a good news for the Montreal Canadiens if they go that direction to get a little bit lower. The problem is the team below them, they don't win a lot. Vancouver, San Jose, Arizona, Anaheim, and Chicago, and Columbus. So we'll be interested in what's happening there for sure. But it's a great way to see that, Christian. RJ, tomorrow is going to be night. Thanks so much, RJ, for all the update. Randy Walkman is in the house. Welcome aboard from West Canadian. Thanks to be with us. Go, Senator, go. The Brads, said Randy. The ad need to reload for next year trade deadline, Gary. That will be another way to see that. Now, next year, so what do you have, coach, next year? But you have Joel Armia, Mike Hoffman, and Joel Edmondson. All 3 players right now, they become UF3 in 2024. So 3 names I can mention right away. There's also you have other players like Pitlick, everything, but I'm talking about 3 regular players from Montreal Canadiens: Mike Hoffman, Joel Edmondson, and Joel Armia. I think maybe Armia is 1 more year, by the way. I apologize about Armia. I think I make a mistake about this one there. I think he got 1 more year after that. Let's see what we got here, guys, for 2023. We have, the one will be out for sure, but Pitlick, Hoffman, Armia, guys, have 1 more year out for Joel Armia. And Jordan Munson and Samuel Montembeault. Here we go. I apologize for Joel Armia. I have 1 more year at 3.4. So it's happened. Coach cannot be perfect. Randy take the star tonight. The LH is in the house. Alexandre Meilleur knock the door dans l'appel province de Québec. Our friend William McClary. Welcome back in the house, William. Thanks to be with the Hockey News Show. We miss you, buddy. The moderator, Luciano Graziano, is in the house. Welcome back, Luciano. Thanks with the Hockey News Show. We have Claude Richard, notre ami Claude, dans l'appel province de Québec. Il est de retour avec nous ce soir. Claude, welcome back. 2-1 Oilers, Rand score. And our friend in our tap, the co-host of the Hockey News Show on this fun program we got, on the week, in our tap is back from Toronto, is in the house. RJ gave us an information, William, with the Oilers 2-1. Question, I watched your daily news. Like the idea of resigning Monahan to the performance contract. Would you resign Monahan? So what I did, guys, every day I will try to give you this, if I can get here. Every day, guys, I create a show, a video every day at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Not this one, guys. Give me a chance to change the graphic. And today I talk on side of this video, the ad prospect, the best prospect for the Montreal Canadiens is Lane Hudson. So you can check those videos at 11 o'clock the morning Eastern time. I release this from Monday to Friday. I add sometimes on the weekend. And Sunday we do a special show, 1 hour. It's called the AB Brown Show Sunday Rendezvous. So yesterday I explained you have 2 ways, guys, to sign a players in NHL. If you want to make a contract with bonus. So if example, my proposal, it was, let's sign Sean Monahan at $2 million and get him an extra $2 million or $2.5 million on bonus. And the only way you can do that, you have two ways in NHL. Is the rule from the CBA is you need to be 35 years old and older, or you have to have an entry-level contract as a rookie. But Coach, Monahan does not fit on both. You're absolutely right. But you have another option. It's happening a couple of years ago, an agreement with the CBA, the players, the NHLPA, and the NHL. So a player play over 400 games in NHL. Has been on the long-term injury reserve or has been on ER for over 100 days during the season. I have a possibility to sign that kind of option number 3 for get a contract plus bonus. So when I found this rule, I shared this on my video where you can get Sean Monahan at $2 million example, and then you can add some kind of bonus like if he plays 60 games, he scored 20 goals, he got 50 points. His face-off percentage is X. You can add that kind of bonus. It could be $1 million, $2 million. But what's the purpose behind that, guys? Is if he stay healthy and he pro for the rest of the NHL, when he's coming to the trade deadline in 24, his contract right now, he was at 6.5. It was very difficult for any team in NHL for the salary cap. Now, at $2 million, guys, the bonus does not count. Remember that on the salary cap. So what's happening at this moment? So the team can get Monahan at $2 million. And worst case, the Montreal Canadiens can retaining 50%. That's the max you can get for any contract at $1 million. So money could be a really important piece of the puzzle next year for the Montreal Canadiens. And I think that would be an option Montreal we can use, and Sean Monahan, it can look about both together. Now, he become a UFA. Now, another team like Colorado could come to Monahan and say, look, we're going to give you a contract 2 years at $4 million and going to reevaluate your L from that. So Montreal, at some point, they have to figure out that part, but I'm sure Monahan on the market is going to get more money. But if he likes to play Montreal to reestablish himself, it's all those kind of the situation could happen. This is an optional proposal I make yesterday or this morning on that trade on that signature. So I was want sharing with you about that. Altman was so close to die the game. William, yep, again Vegas. Larry Lavallee from Arizona is in the house. Guys, keep going. The Flame, Randy take the lead 1-0 again the Dallas Star. Go Flame, go for Alexandre Meilleur. RJ give us a result 1-1. And Vinny James for 007 from the Ottawa. Thanks a lot for all the update. Chicago Bear Nick is in the house. Happy birthday from yesterday. What about the 13th rookie? What's up, champ? What's up, Mr. Rookie? Thanks to be with us. We'll pick up everything like that here. Then we get a question. Armia contact hurt like a knife. But, you know, yes, at some point, right, it's not, I wish you get that $2.8 million, right? We wish you have not an extra year. But it is what it is for Joel Armia. Health. Armia with play of his full potential is a good hockey player. But unfortunately, look about his resume from the last 2 years. He hurt. He missed a lot of games, and that's happening to him. And the Montreal Canadiens suffer about him. Is a bottom 6. But again, I think this is the biggest problem for the Montreal with Joel Armia, like Gallagher contract. I love your video this morning. Thanks so much, Claude. Very kind of you to say that. RJ give us an update bonus if he can breathe about that. And that's happening about everything we got. We already go at the bottom. Guys, if you have any question, don't hesitate to question here. We'll be live here for the next hour. I'm going to definitely talking about Montreal Canadiens. And the first thing we talk about, guys, is the finish strong for the Montreal Canadiens. And the reason I said that and the reason I'm looking for is the Montreal Canadiens, what they have to do now to finish strong. First of all, Montreal Canadiens have some kind of decision to do in front of them for the next couple of weeks. First, they have about 22 games in front of them for the rest of the remaining of the season, 22-23. Secondly, they have to get some kind of audition for the players. So what are you talking about? But if you think about the Montreal Canadiens, I understand we have 12 average 12 players right now on the injury, on the ER, whatever you want to call it, right? We know Gallagher, Kirby Duck, Sakowski, Caulfield, Jekai, Cooley, Barron, and, Monahan. And the list is just moved. Harmia, and Byron, and it go all the way like this, right? But for the player right now on the roster at this moment, for the Montreal Canadiens, Kovacevic, Montembeault, right? As the defenseman, I think, and the goalie, there are two players right now on the defensive side have right now on audition. After that, you have a forward. Let's move on for the first line. You have RHP, not guaranteed for next year, right? And then after that, you have some players like Pitlick, Peseta, Belzil, Jesse Ilonen. They are right now the player they have to figure out for next season what they're going to do. If they have a spot or not. When all the people returning and the lineup, what happening with RHP example. So Kuryanov is another one right now. Is no contract next year. So Montreal Canadiens right now there until the end, they are on the audition. And they have to see what they look like to put them different players on different situation during the game. And it will be interesting about who is going to have a spot next year, who's going to returning, or who the Montreal is going to let it go. They cannot keep everybody. Chris Tierney right now play with Montreal. Can he keep him or not? I'm not sure. I'm just sharing with you what's going on with the audition right now for the Montreal Canadiens. But that's fun players. I want to be sure. I don't think so. Kovacevic go nowhere. Montembeault, I'm pretty sure, would be returned. But I would like to have Montembeault guy have 50-50 until the end of the season. I would like to hear your idea about that. Do you prefer to bring more Jake Allen? They have 21 game right now. Do you prefer that Montreal use more Montembeault? I think that would be a great decision. I think RHP, Kuryanov, and they have two players right now. Montreal are really looking deep about them to figure out for next year. For the rest, they already know Pitlick, Peseta, right, and Belzil. So they have, and now the next one I will say to you is Jesse Ilonen. So Ilonen, RHP, a really important player for the Montreal for next year. What are you going to do with them? So I would like to hear what that. Maybe tell me. And Kuryanov, which one you would like to Montreal keep about them? That'd be great to hear that. We have a few people. Then we'll get that one. Vinny, and I'll tap. Vinny, thanks. Nicolas de Gobi-Bono in the house. Gallagher would be the next one on the go on the LTIR. Yeah. He got hurt right now, but Gallagher ready next year will be returning. That's hurt in Montreal, but it is what it is. And then we have Alan Barnes is in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be with us tonight at the Hockey Nation show. So this is really the Montreal have to focusing and finish strong. Is to be sure those players cannot give up. They have to continue to try to win each game. And the calendar in front of them is not easy. The second thing I want to mention tonight is the signature on NCAA. We have two specific players I want to talk about. I can go with another one, but I will really focusing on two players. But Shane Farrell from Harvard University, second year over there, are right now at the decision if he's going to returning or play or sign a contract ELC. Who is Sean Farrell? Guy was drafted at 150, I believe, for the Montreal Canadiens. I'm always confusing him and Joshua Roy. And he have an amazing, great run, junior, player the Team USA, Team National. Then after that, he moved on to the USHL with the Chicago Steel. With Coronado, have over 100 points the year they won the cup for the USHL. Then he got a scholarship with Harvard University. It's not easy to get there. You have to have a really good GPA at school, very smart student. And everybody go at that school, usually they graduate. Now, they can leave after 2 years, and then he can come back and continue his school online, whatever they want to do that. But my point about Sean Farrell is a small player. Good 5'8". You can stretch 5'9", but not much about this. But what a great hockey player. Very smart. He just see how he's going to play in the NHL, I don't know. But I think right now Montreal could sign him from a ELC and join the Montreal Canadiens next month. The NCAA, guys, the regular season is over right now, right? So what's happening now at this moment, they're going to prepare for the playoff every weekend and until they get the Final Four. It's something you can follow those teams. Boston, by the way, from Lane Hudson on number 7 in an NCAA. But back to Farrell. Would be interesting if they're going to get him or not, to sign him a contract. The second player I want to talk about for the Montreal Canadiens as an NCAA prospect is complete. He's going to graduate at Northeastern University, like where it was Jordan Harris, where the son of the Ken Hughes, Jack Hughes, play over there, was drafted last year in the NHL. I'm talking about Jaden Struble. Struble is a left defenseman, captain this year for the Northeastern. Very good, solid defenseman. Again, more physical, not much on the oriented on the offensive side, but really good skater. But again, he's a left defenseman, guys. Left defenseman. So too many left defensemen for the Montreal Canadiens. Can they trade is right, possible. Very close with the family can use and Stubble together. So I'm not sure it will be that decision. But Montreal have no choice. They have to sign him or let him go or trade him. So it'll be interesting what the Montreal are going to do with Jaden Struble. The next one I want to talk about is Luke Tuck. Luke Tuck was a second-round pick by Montreal Canadiens in 2019, I believe. Very difficult year, the last 2 years. Very good freshman year when he played with the Boston University. But since that, the second year, he got hurt. He returned in December, had maybe a couple of games straight good. Then after that, he was not there for the rest of the year. This year started a little bit better, but again, he's not close like Alex Dock, his brother for the Buffalo Sabres. It was the expectation. Big winger, 6'3", but I don't know how he's going to, to be a sign for the Montreal Canadiens. They are really the 3 NCAA players right now they can look. Now, the NCAA player UFA, because they have UFA, so player never be draft, and they continue to play hockey, and now they finish their career on NCAA, right? They could be signed by any team today. The St. Louis Blues signed a 6'4" left defenseman, Mike Strom. I think it's Malestrom. I cannot remember his last name. A Sweden player, by the way. Anyhow, so Montreal can looking about other player as an NCAA. They could have a signature. They have a couple of right defensemen, a couple of players you could maybe interested. But again, I just want to share with you about the NCAA signature with Montreal. We'd like to hear from you. What do you think about Sean Farrell? How excited are you? So, Coach, what about Lane Hudson? Lane Hudson, I'd make a video today about Lane Hudson. What a great year. 43 points and 33 games. 1.3 points per game, Lane Hudson this year. Dominate. He have 31.2% of all the points of the Boston University did this year. This is the highest number like any other defenseman play in NCAA for many years. Better to Adam Fox, better to Kellen McCarr, better to Jacob Trouba, better to other defensemen play in the NCAA. So, Lane Hudson have a really great future in NHL. Coach, he's only 160. Yes, it is only 160. He's almost 5'10" right now. Really better after the Christmas. He's pushing on the ice defensive zone. He's a little bit better on the gap control. But again, the guy is maybe the best, but he is NCAA, the best offensive player defenseman in NCAA overall. As a freshman, Luke Hughes did better, but at 20 years old, Luke Hughes is second year in NCAA. Is it the benefit for him to return in NCAA, working on his muscle mass to get a little bit bigger, stronger with a lower body? I'm not sure. People asking me this. What do you think? I always remember this, is when you become the smartest kid in the class, you have to get out. You have to go somewhere else. So if Lane Hudson, is it good enough for him now? Or he knows everything, or he said the NCAA is too much slow for him, whatever it is, or is it better to return in one more year and skip 1 year with Montreal push next season? That would be my thinking. Now, on the Montreal Canadiens prospect or the Montreal Canadiens roster, you still have Edmondson, you still have Madison, you still have Harris, you still have Caden Cooley, you still have Jordan Harris. That's right now 6 defensemen left defenseman side. You have no spot for Lane Hudson next year. So if you ask again this question, what we do with Lane Hudson, I think because the roster of Montreal Canadiens are for the upcoming year, I think I would wait 1 more year for Lane Hudson, go back over there, go get some reps, dominate the NCAA, build your body stronger and better, and then come back year after that. During that time, I would believe the Montreal are going to trade Jordan Munson. I still believe one of the left defensemen could play on the right defenseman. And thirdly, at some point, they were not going to keep Jordan Harris. I still believe Jordan Harris is going to be one trade at some point in the next 2 years because you have no spot. Jacky, we don't have any Jacky like him. Madison right now is looking fit in Montreal Canadiens. Kaden Cooley is a top 4. Can he play on the right defenseman? He could. So we have 3 players right there. So at some point, Harris is going to be traded and Edmondson is going to leave the building. So that would be my suggestion about Lane Hudson. Let's move on in the chat, see what's happening here, and then we're going to go back on my suggestion we got there. And let's see what we get here. Alan Barnes was there. We have Willie Snyder is in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. I didn't need to be good on the rest of the season if you want to shine next year too. I agree with you, Alexandre. Just Allen, the problem with Allen is this one. It's not a problem like the players. It's a problem about his contract. He become now, he's still an exempt waiver this year, but next year, him and Caden Primo become on the waiver. So if they return him in Laval, have to go through the waiver in the NHL. When you young like him at 23 years old, something will take a chance to get him and not let him go. Depends, but I think that's happening. Alexandre about Jesse Allen. Good skater. Again, consistency for him. Yeah, but no possibility yesterday playing on the top line. You can see he was better. Play with Suzuki and RHP. But again, he need to get consistent what he's doing. The problem is a right winger. You have Anderson, Gallagher, Armia on that side. So it depends what you're going to do with other winger over there. But again, the problem is, okay, what we get there, who we're going to get, because all the 3 players I mentioned to you, no one of them play on the top 6 for Montreal Canadiens. So could have a spot next year. But again, like you said, audition will be very important for that one over there. And I'm thinking Gallagher will be injured for the year to come. His body has been quite bidding over the year. All right. RJ Calabro signed Milestone. Here we go. That was my last name. I will put on the Jean Ferry. Rookie, 13 rookie, talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. They put Randall Riley, unfortunately, a broken finger for him. No, he's going to be ready for the long term, for the playoff for sure. Unfortunately for him, is a second injury back-to-back. Remember, before the trade deadline, he missed 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I think it was a broken foot, right? If I can recall it, for him. And then Tarasago, it was a broken hands. I cannot remember the both injuries. Maybe someone can, give me better information about that. But anyhow, so O'Reilly for the second time this year is going to be a long-term injury reserve. Unfortunately for Toronto, if they knew this last week, they could make another trade to make that money better. But it is what it is. I don't see big chance for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know some people are a little bit concerned about them. More concerned about the Tampa Bay Lightning before the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jaden Stubble for Gary said is not the lock for signing with the Montreal Canadiens. I feel the same way about that. Gilbert C, first of all, welcome in the house. Thanks to be with us. If you are not first time, welcome back. If you are, I will be great. I like the fact it's still a powerful word. You talk about look. You're absolutely right about this. I agree with you. But unfortunately, he cannot pick it up point. If you're watching him play an NCAA, he should dominate more. And that's the concern about that one over there. As a guy, I believe, so what do you think about him? If he cannot improve his skating, and if he cannot play more with compete, like he's going to play a Laval Rocket example, and to play like because you have the physique and the body like Josh Anderson? Can he move up from NCAA to go to American Hockey League and carry on that kind of the goal per season? That's my biggest thing about Doc talk. But great point about this is a still power forward, of course, for NCAA. But when he's going to play Laval Rocket, how he's going to do, I'm not sure about that. How many pro contract can the have? The maximum in NHL is 50. So each team in NHL are 50. Last week I looked, I think it was at 47 last week, and they said at 47. Yes. So 50 is the max. The reserve list of all the contract and NHL and peer part of this organization, American Hockey League, everything is 90. So it's the rules they have. It's called the reserve list, by the way. Montreal has 71 of the 90. They never reach the 90, honestly. The biggest number is really the 47 and on the 50. The 50 is the max. This is a contract. It's a contract about the, I will say to you, of a NHL contract. So you can get only 50 of them. It could be a LLC. It could be a two ways, but it can't. Now, the reserve list, example, they can sign a player for the Laval Rocket, but only an American hockey contract. That's called them a reserve list. So when they go that way, that player is limit the right for the Montreal Canadiens at some point before they go somewhere else. So it's a little bit complicated to control the salary cap and all the contracts like that. But I can try to give you a little bit more the 101 hockey about the contract. Thanks so much, Gilbert. Gilbert in English, but Gilbert en français. 50 currently, 50 LLC. You're absolute about this. Here we go. People answer on the question. Well, now 47. MEILLEUR or Hudson? Two excellent defensemen. And the reason I go with Lane Hudson is because the number he brings. On the flip side, Logan MEILLEUR, guy, is a 6'4", a really big defenseman, over 200 pounds. I think the last time I watched, I look, it was 21 goals, could be 22 now. I did not check his stats on the weekend. Really powerful, stronger. He's great skater on forward, some speed, but the way he need to improve is, for me, two things. His defensive zone coverage. He backs out not much because he's so big, but his cap control is a bit better. We can see his improvement this year about that. But I will say to you, wow, McDavid just scored a goal. Ouch. What a great shot. And Hyman. I will say to you about MEILLEUR. It would be really another good part of the piece of the puzzle for the Montreal Canadiens. For me, because Hudson is so shifty, he's so vision-wise and everything. You know, Hudson is about strength. I think, for me, Hudson is more a smarter hockey player. But both Gilbert or everybody in the fans, Montreal fans, you're not wrong with them. You can tell me more, you prefer MEILLEUR. I would say, great pick, buddy. I agree with you. It's just personal players. At the end of the day, both players are going to have a good years in NHL. MEILLEUR need more reps because he missed almost 18 months after his stuff and last year, and then after that he got an injury with surgery last year, so he missed a lot of games, so he need to catch up. What's the best for him next year? I still believe he should return one more year in OHL, and then after that he can get out and come back with Montreal, with Laval Rocket, whatever you want to call it. So that's something, a great point to mention this again. Both are looking great about this. Thanks so much for all the likes we got so far. Thanks to join us. Don't you think any question? This is your show. I'm just drive the boss here. But you guys bring your kind of conversation, the chat, exchange each other. And that's what it's all about here at the Hockey Nation Show every night. We said 1-1, the Jet versus the Sharks. The Sabres losing 3-2 against Oilers. The Calgary Flames lead again 1-0. The Blackhawks take the lead 1-0 over the Ottawa Senators. Wow, not a great score tonight so far. Thanks so much. Angelo is in the house. Do you think the Montreal return Alex Belzil as a four-liners? At some point, he will deflate. Now, he took advantage of different circumstances for the Montreal Canadiens. But Alex Belzil, guys, is 31 years old. He's been a great leader for Laval Rocket. And I think at some point he's going to returning with Laval Rocket. I don't see him with Montreal Canadiens. We have too many players and the roster for Montreal next year to have Alex Belzil. But again, is a guy, guys, I would not be surprised. He's going to stay in the organization for Montreal Canadiens as a coach, as a scouting. They're going to really take care about him because he have a big heart, a good work ethic, is a great leader, and plus he's a great example for the younger player in this organization. So, but again, obviously, I don't see him have a spot in the future with the Montreal Canadiens. Great question about that one over there. I think they have to make some decision for outside of contract. RJ, Kapanen having a good year. Kapanen have a good year in Finland. Unfortunately, you can see at the World Junior Championship, but I would say everybody at the World Junior Championship, if people get excited about this, Bedal have like X number of the point, he's a dominant factor, Bedal. But overall, guys, I would say to you, the World Junior Championship, I'm always not much, I always not get too much excited. It's only 7 games, right? And if someone have a bad tournament because only 7 games, is you cannot focusing only on 7 games at the end of the night. So for me, Kapanen did not do well during the tournament for Finland. I think during the tournament, I have 2 goals, 1 assist. He was the center number 1 captain of the team. But Kapanen, guys, is he loves to compete. And he never gave up. He still believed on his chance. And he's really have a good mindset. Now, I'm a little bit worried about him after he come in American on the American Hockey League. If he come over there, those kind of player guys, they stay in Europe usually. They don't want to play in the American Hockey League. They don't want to be around. They want to get out and stay in the league if they at returning in American Hockey League. Kapanen could become Jan Mezak. Unfortunately for me, I'm little concerned. I think Owen Beck is better on my chart right now as a prospect, and he's a center. So the center line for the Montreal Canadiens with Zuski, and who depend who we're going to pick next this year initial. I would have difficult time to see Kapanen with the Montreal Canadiens long term. I think Joshua Roy, Riley Kidney, Sean Farrell, Philippe Mézard, Owen Beck, all in front of him. But again, yes, I agree with you. Have a better year this year. League. François Pitt is in the house. Thanks so much to be with us. Why is it so important to have a strong finish? I understand the team concept concern, but if we go a slump, it would be good also. Can we be consistent with current? Russell will be out. But is the point that right there, Martin Saint-Louis refused to finish the season, just let it go. It's good because you build a bad reputation of the culture. So you want to be sure the players need to consist working hard. The team have to compete every game. That's how you build your culture, how you build your brand. If you don't do that, if you get shortcut in life, guys, let's just let it go. So it's not a big deal. It's average. We're not built for average. We build for greatness. We build to become the best of the best, whatever the circumstance. And this is a kind of mindset you talk every single day to your players. We don't want shortcut. We have a super chat. Jimmy Beam in the house, ladies and gentlemen, with super chat. Super chat number 1, Jimmy Beam. Thanks so much, Jimmy, for your super chat tonight at the Hockey Nation Live Show, the Ab Nation Live Tonight Show. Hype for Jimmy Bain. Thanks so much, my friend. Wow, we love the super chat. Of course, we love super tour. So, go back to your point, Francois. That's the reason why they want Martin Saint-Louis. He doesn't want anybody coast until the end of the season. It's easy to fall apart. There are too many things, major key decisions they need to figure out. So he wants to consist to building whatever it is. The hill is harder this month, guys. Carolina, Rangers, Devil, Colorado, Tampa Bay. We just finished with Vegas last week, and I can go all the way like that. Colorado is coming. So for Montreal Canadiens, the month of March and April is not easy. We have to play Boston Bruins again, the Toronto Maple Leafs one more time, Ottawa Senator one more time, Carolina Hurricane, I just mentioned Tuesday. So Montreal are really difficult end of the season. But again, they want to finish strong. They want to be sure they stay with that kind of mindset until to the end. Never give up. And that's when you build this. That's the reason why Vegas, the game against Vegas was excellent. We was down 4-1. But you know what? We come back 4-3. This is a winning mindset when you think about this. Have a player never give up. Whatever you face every single day in front of you, every shift. It's a new shift. It's a new game. It's a new period. And you think that way, all constantly repeat the enthusiasm, the energy, the positive mindset, the team building, and all the group, all in, buy in, play together. I'm telling you right now, this is the force. This is the way you build a team. And that's what Martin Saint-Louis does not want to give up. Finish strong, right? I always remember a coach would tell me, if you run a race, guys, right? You have two kinds of the runner. If you complete the finish line, you always see the finish line on your mind. You see the finish line. But you have to figure out how I'm going to finish the line. How I'm going to cross the line. My arm up. Point, I win. Are you going to go slow? What part of your finish line you're going to start to go slower? But that's the difference between a good runner, a great runner, a greatness runner. He's never going to slow down until the 300 meters before the line. He's going to go through the line, and then after that, he goes slow down. Same thing when you make a race, we make a drill with the players, right? You tell the players, okay, blue to blue, blue to red, red to blue, blue to goal line. Let's do it. At the beginning of the season, I was doing this. Every players, I would group them and I would testing them. I want to know my player, what they look like, what their mindset. Now you're going to go blue to blue. 80% of the players never touch the blue line. They will stop 1 foot. They come back all the way to the other side. Then they go to another blue line. They will shut again. So my point is they will try to cheat to not touch the blue line. And that's why you try to teaching them. Why you don't touch the blue line? Why you going to, if you cheat on the blue line right now, you're going to cheat on your work ethic. You're going to cheat against your teammate. You're going to try to thinking about me, and not we. So when if I ask you, buddy, touch the blue line, touch the blue line. If not, you're going to sit. And that's why you change the mindset. And that's what it's about right now for Montreal. Finish strong, strong all the way to the end. We have 82 games. We don't play 68 games. We play 82 games. Every game we have to work hard. Every time we have to show up. Everything we have to compete. And that's the mindset of build a brand, build a culture, and become a great hockey player. Less talent, but a better. It's not the best talent win the game. It's that the team play with the best player with work ethic win the game. That's all. It's simple. That's it. That's all. So we'll be interested how you're going to respond to Montreal for the next 20 game. That's what we talk about, Francois, tonight. RJ talk about 3-2-2 right now. Dan Asham is in the house from Colette. Welcome back, both of you. We have to let Ken Hughes lose to fix that. The rookie Ottawa version round would be great like the old days. Obviously, I don't see Ottawa make, I can understand, guys, but right now, Ottawa guys are not in the wild card yet. So I'm kind of excited about this 13 rookie. It would be great for Ottawa Senator to be under that. The Flame guys take the lead 2-0 against the Dallas Star. So really interesting about this. Zadorov scored. The Star struggled again at home. Coach, how do you think the AB rank and the prospect for next season? They are right now, if you check the mid-season prospect ranking, about a couple of people does this, I would tell you they are between 9 or 11 prospect. Now, they bet better last year. They were 7 and 8, but they put some player like Sakoski, Caulfield, and then play the Montreal, and then Alziski is out, H out for this kind of ranking. And then you get now Cody play in NHL. And so if you put all this together, but that's dropped your ranking for the Montreal Canadiens prospect. But it's still 11, 12, 10 in NHL are pretty good if you're thinking about that. And then you're going to add 2 more prospects this year from the draft first round with Florida Panthers and the Montreal Canadiens. We appreciate that, all the likes we got so far. Thank you so much, everybody. Any question, pick it up here. Look, this talk is stat speak for itself like a prediction, and then say not good enough. Well done, Miller Gary. That's what I mentioned earlier. Come on, people. The likes of Montreal should take its time with their prospect. Great point, Francois. I think you're absolutely right about this. I think they should be a little bit caution and to develop them properly the right way. I just love the staff management, player development guy. Vincent Lecavalier, Adam Nicolas, Scott Pellerin, Marie-Philippe Poulain, and I can add 2 more with them. They're just helping, Francis Bouillon, talk about Martin Lapointe, Rob Ramage, and this is all about the development together. And they have really built a good staff development, the Montreal Canadiens in the past. The Chicago Blackhawks score. Hudson could be an elite plus. I agree with you, Gary. I'm excited about him. Now, how he's going to set. People asking me, what kind of player? I still believe he could looking more like a Quinn Hughes in the NHL compared to Tony Crook or Jared Spurgeon. I think he has a little bit more shifty, but compared in NHL right now, the looking what really I really pay attention is really Quinn Hughes. He could become that kind of player. And Hughes play 25 minutes and he just shifty, still struggling defensive zone. But again, that would be important. The player would play against him for that one over there. Mr. Big Bengal is in the house. Welcome back in the house, Rick and Dimitra. Hopefully an amazing, great weekend in Halifax. Don't you want to think? I just want to win the game, Chicago. LH asks you, would you sign Strobel, feet saving to spot for a free agent? Maybe better. You never want to leave your asset goes, right? But with the situation with left defensemen, you have Baudin, Fairbrother, Trudeau, Angstrom, Nurmi. I can go to this, all right? I don't see him with Montreal. Can you get a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick in return? I don't know. But I will definitely try to get something in return and let him go for nothing. But I don't see him in the Montreal Canadiens in the future for sure. I want to visit a Laval teaching culture to the rookies. A great point, Francois. It will come next season. But that's what we talked about, the same language. Il serait en fin des Canadiens, puis il serait appelé Frank, il serait apparu sur the Frank while Nicolas said that. Alex Bazet is a great leader. Everybody like him. Gary, well done, well said. I agree with you, Francois. Work ethic and culture is a must in Laval, so when we come up to the big league, they are already absolutely right about this, Francois. But what a great month of February, the Laval Rocket. I have this weekend. I watched them all weekend. They won Friday night after they losing 3-0 to 1-4 to 3. They was losing 1-0. They tied the game 1-1 at the end of the game Saturday, and they lost the last game 2-1 and a shootout after 11 attempts. But again, you talk about culture. That's what he did. Yeah, they never gave up. They really believe on themselves. They work, and it's happening. And this was the 15th game, I think, at Laval with at least 1 point for the Laval Rocket. They still battle for a spot at the playoff in the American Hockey League. But again, really entertaining. Over 8,000 people, guys, at Laval Rocket. Unbelievable, great place to be. For sure. Go Ottawa, go Buffalo. Rick, Mr. Jose Duarte is in the house, moderator. Thanks so much to be with us tonight. Hi, Nicolas. Thanks so much for all the likes. And the first period shot 12-3 for the Ottawa Senators. 1-0. And Rabinov is in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks again so much, everybody. Don't forget, guys, to click on like. Wow, the flame up on Dallas. Really interesting situation for them. Coach at Tampa. At a period with no shot, they seem extremely fragile this year. They have a slump. They got a slump last year, but I will not go against Tampa. They have too much experience, too much leadership inside of that. People say, oh, Cooper is going to lose the bench, he lose the play. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. They are a family. They love each other. Sometimes a family, they love each other. You disagree. argument, you fight each other, right? Brother, everything like that. But at the end of the day, they still believe in themselves. They're going to fix it like he did in the past. And just for them as a slum right there, I think my biggest concern Tampa Bay is Victor Edmond injury. You cannot lose 3 players in that. Well, couple of you cannot losing Vasilevsky and Victor Edmond. Unfortunately for Tampa, they was trying to add another defenseman. They tried to get Jordan Manson. They will never be close, and they don't have nothing to give back anyway. Their asset is really low. So concern, yes. Worries, not really yet. Panicking, not at all. Because it's Tampa Bay and they make the final 3 times back to back, and they still have a lot of great hockey player over there. So take it like an experience right now, and I think you're going to learning from that and go from there. And Stanko's talk about this, and they're going to move on this week. And Tampa Bay guys, this week, let me check for you. Tampa Bay this week has 4 games to play. They play Philadelphia tomorrow, Vegas Thursday, Chicago Saturday, or Friday, or Saturday, and Winnipeg Sunday. So they could go back this week, guys, with 3 W on 4. So Slam, pick it up after that. Now, if they lose against Flyers at Vegas, like something like that, they did not play well. Yes, now he's starting to set some kind of red flag. But until then, I don't see this right now. But you're absolutely right about this. Never give up, but lose. Yeah, at the same point, Rick, I agree with you. Whether if McDowell can hit some goal this year, I don't see that, William. But I predict 65, 68 after he crossed the 50 goal. But what a great year he has. Wonder about him. Danny is in the house. Welcome aboard, Danny. Thanks for with us. I'm okay with the never give up mentality. You're absolutely right, Francois. I love it. But if we go on the slump, it would be good for the draft and future, just said. Yeah. This is the auditor side, right? This is the side where we would like to be, unfortunately. But the Flame now, 2-1. Goal for Jimmy Robinson, 38 on power play goal, 8 minutes to go. Check about this, guys. Because Francois talked about this, I will go a little bit deeper. We just crossed the 10 o'clock. So the Montreal Canadiens are sit and 26. They are 3 points behind the Flyers. And they are 1 point in front of Vancouver. And they have 4 points against Arizona. They are 6 points behind in front of Anaheim. And they are 8 points behind San Jose Sharks. For me, if they have a month where they struggle a lot, I don't see them more at 28. I don't see that. So at the end, it would be better if they finish 28. That gives them 6. But why? Because I'm not sure. If the draft was this way, guys, Columbus take Bedard. Chicago, we're going to take Fantilli. San Jose, I think they will take, in my opinion, Carlson. Now, Anaheim, Arizona. The only thing I would say, Arizona could wait to get Mitch Carve. But I'm not guaranteed about that. So Mitch Carve at some point could become number 5 or 6 in the draft. Can the Montreal pick him up? I'm not sure about that. But again, 5, you can get Walt Smith, right? Very good hockey players. You have other players. We can talk about the NHL draft a little bit later. But that's my point behind that, Francois and Rick. Montreal, we used to do it with the old coach, Urs Eliza, almost of the whole said, Cole, we need a top pick, lose respectively, but lose. Obviously, it could. I don't see that right now. For that I just mentioned to you, understanding. The only way they can get that one over there is to get win the lottery to pick it up, the second spot or the first spot, whatever you want to get this. But otherwise, I don't see Montreal can get that area at this moment. 1-0. Thanks so much, RJ. Gave us all the update. We score and we are only 3 shots. Here you go. I will sign nobody. Keep the cash for seeing our young top prospect coming up. Coach, what do you think of Nylander? You see, there's a player we don't talk about this. Great to mention this. Matthew Nylander, guys, is under European players with injuries. He never make it, like he's never going to make it. NHL as a consistency. Niku, remember, played for Montreal, draft by the Winnipeg Jets. Never been a really solid player. It's many of them guys, when they come from Sweden or Finland, and they make the NHL, that kind of physicality they don't have. Great skater, great smart hockey player, but the competitive and the physicality they don't have. And that's what the biggest problem with Norlander. You know, can he play with other team in NHL as a pairing, number third pairing? He could, but I don't see him to become an NHL player. So he's a guy who can stuck in Laval Rocket, unfortunately. Bubble players, worst case, but this is, for me, no spot for him. I think for me, at some point, with an extra year, William Trudeau will be over Norlander. Again, Norlander got hurt a lot, by the way, the last 2 years with many injuries. One of them is concussion. L'Américain a moins tendance à quelques erreurs. Vinny, assistant captain. My second favorite team has played horrible lately. François. Both will make it to the playoff, but no cup on the run for them at base once again. Toronto first round. We'll be interested how they're going to react. It's still a little bit early, but they will have to figure out this very soon. I think the Habs will have a bottom 6 turnover next season. Great point about this, Gary. I'm going to bring you the next couple of minutes, guys, of the Montreal Canadiens lineup for next year. I have a couple of questions for you. Tampa Bay will be fine. Remember, you are never good as you best. You're absolutely about this. And then Danny, then, you know, place Mixcom need to drop Montreal pick place. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about this a bit earlier. About that, could keep in mind as today Montreal has the worst strength of the schedule in the league by country mile. Yeah, but to catch up 8 points behind is way too much in our top, because Montreal Canadiens, I expect they're going to win 5 games of the 21 games they have. And then you can get 3 more points. For that, give them 13 points. Or put them 10 points. That would give San Jose to make 18 points. You ask them to San Jose to play for almost 500 when they play 380 winning percentage. It's not looking good for Montreal to drop at the top 4 or top 5. I don't think it would happen. The lottery is the key for the Habs. You never know. Keep the faith. Yeah, sorry about this. KLS, 19 games left. A lot of time are the balls to ride up the ship. I'm sorry about this. And at top, Habs tend to play well against good team. They are underestimate a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. And Rabinov, only, in my opinion, with the player they have, only 12 missing, everything like that. I don't see they could play like they was before in the past, but you never know. It could happen. Let's move on, guys, for the NHL draft scouting for the Montreal Canadiens. Jeez, I lost this track of that one. The NHL draft scouting for Montreal, the next month is the IIFF 18 years old. This is the last tournament before the draft. A lot of people go to checking those players, the Shelley, the Dvorsky, and William Smith, Will Smith, and then Rand Leonard, and I can go all the way like that, right? So it'll be interesting to watching that tournament. And that's really the one Montreal are going to looking about this, and then prepare the draft, the scouting, what they have to look about some players, and not only the first pick of the Panthers, but their pick may be 39 and or 40 of the second round. So they have a lot of work to do about that for the Montreal. The Habs would be seven picker for Andre. Should they sign Drouin next year? Great question about that. Off-season move, guys. This is at the bottom. I'm going to move on, guys, for the next slide graphic, so we can talk a little bit more about Drouin. About that. For me, I know I'm going to get shot right now by people. A lot of people say no, they could give him up. I can understand that. I will not have problem. But you can see a new Jonathan Drouin since January, February, and March so far. So why you said that? Look how he play. Back checking, kept point, Drouin, constantly. And he brings some kind of the center position right now Montreal don't have right there. I understand his pass. Drouin at $1.5 million, do you sign him or not? I'm not sure. But I think he's a good backup if you need help. And he's not disturb anybody. He have a good mindset. He's positive. He work hard. And he believe with Martin St. Louis have those kind of relationship between both. But again, at the end of the night, Is it is the best for him or not? I'm not sure about that. Is it sometimes, a divorce is benefit for both parties? Is it Montreal out there? If you're asking me if I will do, I would say I would keep him a low contract. 1 year contract, 2 year contract, 1.5, 2 million. I don't know the amount. But the guy is talented. He has some kind of skill. I'm watching the game by Buffalo Edmonton. But again, I don't have no better answer to tell you. Me, I would like to sign him a low contract. But I'm not sure if Montreal want to do it, unfortunately. So that's my best answer to you, my friend. But thanks so much to ask this question. Let's see what we got here. We got KLS. You see the vibe that Arlington been and Bill France Virginia reporter. I did not read about that, unfortunately. KLS did not know too much about that story. Then I was the asking price too high for Josh Anderson or was off limits? I think Montreal Canadiens, KLS, want to keep Josh Anderson. First of all, so maybe some team called for him, but the price was very high to get him. I think he brings something like Montreal are very happy right now. It's a new Josh Anderson we got. As players, Suzuki, Anderson, RHP, Manen, Madison. Let's go with Anderson all the way at the beginning. Anderson guy, he play right now 17 minutes, 18 minutes, 19 minutes. Play on special team, power play, PK, play on the first line. Can he become a top 6 player for the Montreal Canadiens? He scored almost 20 goals, and he really another new player for the Montreal. Physical, forechecking, back-checking, lead, for example. What is great, and his consistency. The word consistency never been beside his name since he played with the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, up and down, and right now he show every game with the Montreal Canadiens. For me, he worth is 5.5 million right now at this moment. But again, is it a long term? Is it the best way or not? But I don't see Montreal could trade him because he really applied a good spot for the Montreal Canadiens. I will tell you one a little bit later when we're talking about the lineup for the Montreal next season. So yes, KLS, to answer to your question next one, I love much this guy. Look, we have to give him credit. Wing signed ALC for Ringer to set the kid look good and the manner. Will be interesting when what he going to do to Detroit next year. $2 and the Star. What the Flame come back at the Star come back with 2 goals. Max Domi score for them. The Blackhawks dig the league guy 2-0 against the Senator Ottawa. 2 goals and 4 shots. Wow, Ottawa. Coach, regarding Drouin, it's a contract year. He has played well because he was hoping for a trade. It did not happen. Cut the guard, unfortunately. I will be disagree with you about this if he play well for his contract. I will not see that. I think you have to give credit for the kids. He play hard. He show interest about the team, and he become better. And you can see he's back checking more, and he's really buy in for what Martinson was teaching him. Now, at the end of the day, to let him go, I have no problem with that part over there. But I have to give credit for him for what he accomplished for the Montreal Canadiens now. And I think that's a good thing for the Montreal. But I have no problem if you go left and right, if you leave Drouin à 2 millions et on le garde. Drouin a changé de poids à 2 millions, on le garde. Et voilà. Now, we said that. I agree with you for that. The game is over. The Edmonton beat the Buffalo Sabres guys by the score 3-2. We are an overtime guy for the Jets, and we're going to get there. I don't know if I can get that one over there. The game, the Sharks and the Jet guy. The Sharks bring the Winnipeg Jet guy on overtime. Unbelievable story over there. Wow, that's crazy. McDermott already set a career high with point at 54 goals tonight. Thanks so much. Okay, let's set to change to give us. William confirmed the winner of the game tonight. As I said, Tim all coach to Quebec. I think you are right, coach. I will not move him either. Okay, let's. There are no interest in Drouin or the trade deadline. Gary, you're absolutely right about this. Drouin was good last year too, just not lucky with injuries. Not a bad. I think for me, he changed. This was called for me maturity for players. He tried to growing his game, improve his game on many facets of the game. And I think I have to give credit. Again, I would repeat to you, I'm not worried about if he leave or not, or he stay. I'm fine with that. I just feel like he's doing very well for the Montreal Canadiens. Behind Zuski and Anderson and RHP, not many players play like a Dwayne right now for the last couple of weeks for Montreal. Would be interesting to see that. Unreal 10-0 left, and the Jet game, wow. RHP, RG gave 2-0. And the true Alexandre, that is why you need a fresh start somewhere else. It has no really work in Montreal. Good evening. Unfortunately, for Dwayne, he has not done enough to justify a roster spot, in my opinion. I hope we get a chance to play somewhere, but Montreal need to play their young players. Yeah, if you think about this now, if we play the young player like they did this year, we have to be sure the fans in Montreal respect that, right? There are nobody can criticize anybody in Montreal because if you go that direction, let play back, let play a younger player over Drouin or any other players. We have to be sure we understand that for the fans in Montreal. But again, it will be interesting about that. Breakaway Couture against British. Kudapot is scored. The San Jose Sharks beat the Winnipeg Jet, guys. Unbelievable tonight at the Winnipeg Jet. This is an uppercut. Riddich again lost this game, and this is going to be, oh my God. I tell you guys, people tell me Winnipeg are great. This is your answer tonight. You cannot lose against San Jose Sharks if you want to make the playoff. They maybe make it, right? But this is a blow for the Winnipeg Jet tonight, and this game slipped between their hands at home after they beat Edmonton Oilers. That's the Winnipeg Jet play like this for the beginning of February. The beginning All-Star, at least. So, take it, my friend, and good night, the Jets, my friend. Wow. Shocking. The Flame back again, take the lead 3-2. Lane home score. The Chicago Blackhawks beat the Ottawa 3-0. Unbelievable. I am speechless to see that, guys. The Ottawa are fight for the wild card. They show up at Chicago Blackhawks, 3 goals and 7 shots. Wow. I saw remark that one could play in Swiss next year. Hope it will send Montreal. Possible, Alexandre. Again, I have no problem. What does Aller bring to the Laval Rocket roster on the ice? What, King is the right defenseman. Not, bigger what they have. They bring depth, what they don't have. And if some have more injuries, I'm pretty sure, because they're missing Barron now over there. But again, that's pretty much what you got in return for him at all. Never played in NHL, played 1 game before he played for Montreal this weekend. A good American hockey players, that under the depth players. We know last year they lost a couple of players, like Xavier Ouellet, example, out, or Jean-Sébastien Tay, or I can go all the way like that. So that's pretty much all. Don't expect too much, but that is the best word you can define about this one over there. Definitely, no bar burning and Buffalo. Wow. Can I believe it? How the Jet can lose tonight? How Ottawa can lose tonight? Luciano said tonight, I don't believe on Ottawa again. We have to believe, I say it was good for God. RJ 3-2. That was said. The one is like breaking up with the girlfriend, run and don't look back, Gary. Yeah, I agree with you. Could be that way. I agree, can change, team can be good for him, but I remember last year with COVID and stuff, I remember it was good for not just a year, for this year contract. Yeah, coach, let's do this OT. I won't be shocked if the shock when they're happening or there. On the completely other subject, Francois, did you see the article one at Tikhonov said for that him Roger was the better que Dryden Esposito? I heard about that in the past, Francois, about Roger Vachon, but Yeah. Gold Ox, MEILLEUR, LUCIANO, but I kinda thought the Jets were getting going. San Jose, when does Johnson have value or what is stuck with him? Jibai, great question about that. So, talk about Emerson on my video today. I talk about the fact like it's the top priorities for the Montreal Canadiens until the end of the season. When I said that, you need to prove for the rest of the team, for the Montreal Canadiens, and for the rest of the team, he recovery, he can play, he have no problem in the back, and he can have a better year next season. But again, it's not easy, but that's the only thing. Because of that, I think his value going to be dropped. Man, go back next season. Let him start with Montreal Canadiens. I'll just give you an example. If they don't trade him, I think his value can increasing. If they trade him at the off season, if he play a solid 20 game for the Montreal Canadiens, but that will increasing his value at the end. I think the Montreal need to trade Jordan Munson. Exactly like N. Rabinov said about Jonathan Drouin. Let's go with the youngest players, and I agree with him. We will do the same thing with Jonathan Munson. Let's move him up. Go get a second-round pick if you can, a third-round pick. It is what it is at the end of the year. But open up that spot for another player for the Montreal Habs. So great point about this, both of you, Gilbert and Rabinov. 3-0 Chicago. There we go. So about last two. One coach, Chicago up 3-0. Want to reevaluate. White Montreal and up again. Not a problem with that in our top. I still believe I don't go nowhere. But the same get so many players and the clinic we need experience to take over. The one is one of them. Don't get ready to trade everyone. That would put them in their thumbs. I agree with you, Andre, about that. Ottawa are predator. I guess it's Penguin Islanders for the wild card. So far, they're looking good. KLS. And again, the game is not over, guys. Chicago, then SLATER could come back with 3 goals. I'll be sorry. Coach, I'm happy with your suggestion to sign to win for 1.1, but we don't really sign Monahan. We need to open spot for young player. Now, if question L, it would be LH, it would be, do you sign Monahan over to win? I would say yes. Definitely. Why? Because Monahan bring experience. Monahan is better player. Thirdly, he's going to have better asset if ever they trade one of them. So, Monahan over Drouin. And that would be my great example about that one over there. About this, laughing, just now, I'm 0-0 so far. Kino Gamer for congratulations on that one. I'm not there at all. 3-0 Blackhawks. I went for the belly Verde. Here we go, Danny. Coach, how many contract a gap space will drop off during the next free agency to face? Are you talking about Montreal Canadiens? Are you talking about specific team? Or because if you talk about Montreal Canadiens, they have Drouin, they have Monahan, right there. Paul Biron, that's 3. So they have 6.3, I believe, 3.4, and 5.5. So that's about $15 million, $40 million King. If you talk about this. Marechek, while people really don't bring on the tour, it's a one loss. The team is crazy talented, maybe not make a play, but very good team. Oh, absolutely right about this on our top. No problem with that. They are a solid team about this. I think that game tonight could turn around Ottawa to thinking differently after that. Nicolas, David Spacek a dû signer un contrat d'entrée. Oui, tu as raison, mon homme. On a parlé de ça ce soir au show à 6 h. You're absolutely right. David Spacek signed his ELC with the Minnesota Wild. So I have a foundation, same with the Sabres. Atlantic would be toughness by a country next year. Great point, Kalas. I agree with you about that. The one is not MSC type of players, Gary. I'm not sure about that. Because he like a speed, he like smart, he like IQ, he like vision, he like good hands. Now, Drouin, the biggest problem is he cannot go in front of the net, right? He cannot drive over there. But I'm not sure when you said he's not a type of player of St. Louis. I would like curious to know about Gary, what kind of player Martin St. Louis likes. Because he really he's always said, right? You can teaching player to improve their mindset. their vision of the game, their IQ sense. He said this, Martin Saint-Louis, all the time. But great point here. Ottawa should be a lot better que the actual play. They are underperforming. They need a competent coach for Rabinoff. About that, all night. Stu Pilazzo in the house. The bottom team are inches closer to Montreal. Arizona get 1 point. Sharks 2 points. Vancouver right behind 1 point. Yeah, absolutely right about this. Then is the one still a top 6 player or bottom 6? I don't think so. A top 6 for sure. King of Gamer. Bottom 6, I think he should be. But compare both, I would say that if I was a coaching Winnipeg, no way Rittich play in the net. You're right. You're also at the back, even back-to-back game. They need to put Foster in net for Ottawa. The Chicago Blackhawks 4-0, guys. 4-0, 4 shot, 4 goal, and 11 shot. I'm not sure, coach. Maybe you missed it, Captain Kirk. I don't know. I look like he was on, so maybe next time check about this. But show up every night at 6 p.m. We are over there. Guys, I want to finish this. It's already 10:20. We talk so much. I love to talk that show. Next key looking good for the last 7-8 game. I think I have 8 points and 7 points the last 8 games, something like that. Ski proved on the road he played better. Now, it's not always there, but I think the fact they drop his minute, the TOI is less. He played with guys, anybody. Ilonen, IHP, Kuryanov, Anderson. He keep continuing to produce goal and point for the Montreal Canadiens. So we like his he rejuvenate himself a little bit better for the last couple of weeks for Nick Suzuki, and I like the way they are doing right now. So good performance for him, for the Montreal Canadiens. Josh Anderson, we just talked about him a couple of minutes ago. I think for me, the word consistency is really the key for him. Then RHP. RHP. I want to bring to you another point, guys, with RHP. What a great additional player for the Montreal Canadiens, and he called out for the Laval Rocket. My question is to you guys, is it Josh Anderson understand and he developed himself by Martin Saint-Louis, he become better? Or is it RHP push Anderson to become better? Because since he played with RHP, Josh Anderson play better. And the reason with RHP, Anderson don't have to run to pick up the puck because RHP can't do it. So is it RHP make Anderson better? This is my question to you guys. I'm going to ask you right now. Tell me what you think about that. About the fact, like, do you think RHP bring Josh Anderson better? Because right now, RHP have a good month of February, and Anderson send All-Star game guys play on the first line or second line, whatever you want to call it. Keep consistent produce for the Montreal Canadiens. RHP possible second line potential, great third line additional. RHP make other players better. So that's a good one about that one. For this, King, I agree with you. RHP is here to stay from NRTAP. RHP does force other players to follow. Great point for this. His one cannot crack the top 6. We don't need him. Great point, Gary, about him. RHP make Anderson better, 100%. I'm eating tuna tomorrow. Fair fish on Ottawa Rivers. Did coach already talk about the Rider and Buffalo? Brand new on the Crips, Chicago running the Senator show tonight. That's a crazy. Gilbert is agree with that part there. So let's move on, guys, for my next my next comment about RHP. Because if RHP make the Montreal Canadiens next year the roster, right? Montreal Canadiens have some holes. But now here's my point to you guys. Suzuki, Caulfield together. We have nobody on the right side. RHP second line with Kirby Doc and Josh Anderson. Let's the third line, Sikorsky, Tavarak, Getty. But now here's the point of the right defenseman, of the right winger first line. Do you sign Sean Monahan that give you some depth on both positions? Or are you willing to sign a UFA on the market as a right winger? Now, he can become a right winger and he can bring anybody left winger. It's just a matter. But what the Montreal should do, and that's what almost the end of the show about the Montreal Canadiens. What do you think Montreal should do? Sign Sean Monahan at lower cost. Don't sign anybody UFA and continue to build with Owen Beck, Sean Farrell, everybody. And because they don't have a top six, it's not Gallagher, it's not Armia, are going to play top six for the Montreal Canadiens. And I don't think so. Anderson, Ski, and Caulfield works together. So I think Anderson stay with RHP. You're going to go down bottom to 6, Sikorsky, where it's perfectly good at that moment. And then but you need a right winger or a left winger. Who do you want? Who are you looking for? Anderson love RHP work ethic because he fit Anderson and he can score. Well, this one. RHP bring his teammate to the fight. Gary Cournoyer, another comments about him for sure. But again, what do? Do you sign Monahan or do you go to get a UFA at X dollars? Monahan will with Zuski and Caulfield for sure. That's what this line was most positive. Yamo said, I would like keep Monahan. Thanks so much, guys, for the likes tonight, and thanks to join me to live. No, coach, it felt to me like Monahan career is over. He asked a record physicality about that. So what would be your solution in Rabinoff if you don't sign Monahan? Are you willing to spend $5, $6, $7, $8 million on the market to get a player top 6 in NHL? Now, Hoffman is on the list. Do you put Hoffman on the first line with Zuski and Caulfield and you don't sign anybody else? Because Hoffman could play that player. It could be that player over there. Are you trust enough to get that way over there? Watching the win and play. I feel like we have been much more a competitive team sooner expected 2 years. Okay, yeah, it's a great point about this. They still struggle on different area. I think they not improve. I was talking about the special team, right? They're still struggling over there. But yes, I agree with that part. I'll build time, get number winger via draft and develop. For him, 39 like, open eyes, it like a bottom, keep Mono as a safety. I like watching Suzuki, Stu, Cole, who is typing for you and myself, Danny. I can do that. I'm multitask. Nashville Predator and start in 2 minutes. Do we take a bad contract for another first round pick? It could happen. I don't so. Now, we know last year, guys, Ken Hughes make a trade at the NHL draft nobody expect. Can he plug another one like this year? You know, he got Kirby Doc for Robinoff as a 13th pick. Can Montreal trade a defenseman and trade the pick of the Panthers to get X-player in NHL? They could do that. Can the Winnipeg Jets get the pick of the Florida Panthers, get Jordan Harris, Rudy Kidney, and maybe another one for Pierre-Luc Dubois? Can the Winnipeg Jets trade to Montreal Canadiens the first round pick, the second round pick, 2024, or the third round pick, 2023, Jordan Harris, and another prospect for the Montreal Canadiens for Pierre-Luc Dubois? Are you willing to do that? I don't know. That's kind of stuff Ken Hughes can do. I don't say you have to, but great question. No money on no if you find solution in the lineup. Alexandre, coach, what does that bottle of the water cost in Thailand? That one here, it's There's a big one, right? 13 baht. So 13 baht, guys, is about one. It's about 30 cents. I would say 35 cents max. About 2 per day. I go through 2 bottles like this easy per day. So, yeah. And you can get cheaper. So I can get like, if I bought like 6 of them, that gave me 1 free. So that gave me another additional 5 cents. So it's about 30 cents about that. You can get a bigger one, only a bigger one for 43 baht, $1.10. Less, yeah. And yeah, the water is very cheap here in Thailand. Claude Richard said, sign Monahan. Oh no, Renault really broke his fingers. A free stop. You're absolutely right about that. Be back for the playoff. So too. Do you think Montreal will move up a second round pick and apply for the third first round pick? I don't think so. The King, because other team don't want to give their first round pick King. Montreal, we cannot do that. I don't see any team will do that. At least Montreal gave better at what you just said. Nashville is 4-1 in the last 5 games. Do you think they can still have a World Cup team? They are 6 points behind Winnipeg Jet before the game tonight. And now, and they have 3 games in hands. They win tonight, and Winnipeg Jet lost 1 point. I think a long run, I think they are a little bit missing, like last year, they were missing time to catch up Winnipeg Jet King for that. So I don't see that will happen. But it's just, guys, last night, 3-2 against the Sharks, right? So the Winnipeg Jet this week play 4 games. San Jose tonight, they play Minnesota Tuesday, Florida Panthers Friday or Saturday, and Tampa Bay Lightning Sunday. So if you get that line over there, guys, they could back with 0-4 or 1-3-0 or 0-3-1 or 1-2-1, whatever it is. The best chance you can win tonight, this week, is for the Panthers. Not looking good for the Jets. Not looking good. But we've been interested. Nashville Predator, guys, tonight. Nashville Predator play Vancouver tonight. Arizona Wednesday. The Kings and Anaheim. So Nashville guy could become 3-1. So back to you, King. They'll maybe be 1 point behind everybody. Behind Winnipeg Jet. So very interesting. Can we leave the Kings down there so we can leave like Kings down. Ken is a man who will play safe. He won't spend a fortune, not now. Not for other 2 years at the Belize. I agree with you, André, about that. Yeah, for Dubois, for Claude Richard. Coach, I used to stay at the resort. They are pretty cheap at Thailand. I stay at the condominium. Guys, I have a channel. It's called Coach Frenchy Travel. The video is going to get out. I know that. I tried to do this. But today I will work on it. And you're going to follow my adventure in Thailand starting this week. I'm really focusing. Maybe build another channel only for the girls. I don't want to put this on my channel. I feel bad walking downtown and just looking for the girls to make a video. So I don't think so it's properly to do that. But I maybe build another channel exclusively about walking in Pattaya. And but that's a story for another time. But stay tuned for the new development. Like you said, Gary, 1-year contract with bonus and also Monahan is a good leader. Demain, je prends l'école. Voilà mon Nicolas. Comment ça a été tes parties de hockey en fin de semaine? Does Winnipeg Nashville and any game against the Jets? I don't know. But I can give you an answer if you be patient with me. I like those the questions that it teach me to learning more about the game. The Jet guys, they have 1 game at home only. Winnipeg have to play Colorado, Minnesota, Calgary Devils, of the 20 game they have to play, guys, whatever it is, the 64 game they have now, 18 game, right? They have 5 game below at the bottom. I'm talking about the Sharks one more time. The Sharks, oh, they have to play the Sharks two more times, the Sharks. The Ducks one more time. Then Arizona one more time. Then you calculate the Detroit. So the Jets schedule is not great. Like, it's good, but not great overall. Then so we'll go take out one of that. Peter August, always great to listen to you and learning. Thanks so much, Peter. Very kind of you. To follow your adventure in Thailand. I was there in 2004. It's a great time. You're welcome. And Rabinov, I'll go definitely talk more about this for sure. Jeremy N is the house. I hope you're doing well on jump out the stay. Say to how you are. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. So the Montreal Canadiens, guys, that's one my question to you. It was the this fun option for the Montreal for the line for next year. Let's go back here to finishing this. Again, Monahan will be interesting his situation for next year. What are you going to do, Montreal? Then is Mike Madison. I think Mike Madison, guys, prove how he play and how he bring on the table for the Montreal Canadiens. Since he is back with the Montreal, I think Montreal play better as a group. The transition is excellent. Carry on the puck is great. The power play is better. And we have to give credit for Mike Madison. He changed the game overall for the Montreal Canadiens on my eyes. I think he brings a lot on the table. And I think they can figure out that for the Montreal. Ottawa guy on the power play for 2 men. And they cannot score, by the way. For Ottawa at this moment. Will be interesting what they look like, Ottawa. They could score at least 1 goal on this power play, 5 versus 3, and the puck go out. Nothing works for the Montreal for the Ottawa Senator tonight. Wow. Do you think Montreal can still finish bottom 5? I don't think so, King, in my opinion, for that. So that's what we got on the Montreal Canadiens. If you have any news around the league, guys, Toronto injuries, they announced today Randall Riley is going to be on ER, and then going to announce Tavares is hurt too for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and will be how they're going to play on this side. Toronto now 5 versus 4, and they cannot score. Consist with a conversation with Gary. We don't need a big free agent. Don't do like the Leaf when they signed Tavares a big contract during the rebuild, screw up the salary cap. I agree with you, Gary. I think we should be a little bit more patient. I agree with that for that. The question, are you a great pick, Peter August? I agree with you, Mr. Natap. And that's what we got so far for that. Toronto is concluded. Tampa Bay problem, guys. Like I said, we talked a little bit about the Tampa problem a little bit earlier. I don't want to add more. We only have to follow up with the injury of Victor Edmond. But again, Tampa Bay have not an easy schedule this week, but they could turn around to turn back what they are for sure for that. So it'll be another day. The East wild card, while the Flame take the lead, guys, 4-2 against the Star tonight. The Flame over the Dallas Star. Detroit is finishing at bottom, just a little bit over Montreal. Madison is silencieux. Not many nutses he's played. Absolutely keep him happy. You're absolutely right about this. Andre, great comment about Mike Madison. Mike Madison, guys, like I said, what a great player. And it's a great trade for the Montreal Canadiens against Jeff Petrie. You know, a lot of people complaining a little bit about the trade deadline for the Montreal Canadiens, what these other people talk about it. A turnover, but Chicago's coming out to shoot the puck. Big save. A turnover again. What a bad play out of Senator, guys. Unbelievable. They not play very well tonight. Anyhow, my point of view about this guy is Mike Madison does very well. Can you make another big trade, good trade? You think about the trade he did for Monahan, the trade for Petrie, again, Madison, and then you talk about the trade for Kirby Doc. At the end of the day, can use does a good job for the Montreal. The East wild card, guys, Just curious what you think about this wild card so far. Tonight, at that moment, the Islanders and the Pittsburgh are on the spot. Buffalo is 3 points behind, but they lost tonight against Edmonton. They are tied with Pittsburgh, number of the game, but 3 points behind. Ottawa lose tonight, are going to be 3 points behind the Pittsburgh Penguins, but 1 game extra. The Florida are 3 points behind Pittsburgh, but 2 games in hands for the Pittsburgh. Washington is 3 points behind Pittsburgh, but 2 games and over. And Detroit are 6 points behind, and they are 1 game over. I think Detroit is over. But who do you expect to be in the wild card if you think it will be done tonight? Detroit finishing. My Cincinnati. And then Jeremy, Ottawa need to take Tampa Bay. I hate Ottawa, Toronto, but go Canadian team. We have much better asset to sell next season. Then we have Nick. What's up, everyone? Trout is pop up. Great. What up about you, Trout players? About this one with that. So the World Cup for me, guys. Honestly, the best team and looking good right now is the Pittsburgh Penguins. The highest, they are the highest winning percentage compared to anybody at 573. Following by the Buffalo Sabres, they drop a little bit. The Islanders and the Ottawa Senators are 3 teams right now, are almost similar for that. Islanders right now, they don't play a lot. They have a 3 game and most over compared to other team. But Ottawa now is going to hurt them if they lose tonight. And again, they are not out of the playoff because they lose against Chicago. It's just maybe stop a little bit the hope or make a break for all the Ottawa Senator fans. Oh my God, now we're going to go all the way in. You have to be a little bit more caution about that. Doucette is from QM, 1 undrafted, play for Val-d'Or, Fora, and Halifax Mohead. And he thought about him. He talked about Doucette play in the QM about this. I'll give you a little bit more. I think it's 20 years old now. For the Laval area. Try to get his name. But that, the Buffalo Ottawa lose really help the New York Canadiens tonight. Burns 1 game at hand. You're absolutely about this. I agree with you. One is big. Sorry, we're doing leave us down. How did the Senator lose tonight? Did not lose yet, but they are looking to lose for sure. So the Detroit signed today Alexandre Doucette for the Halifax is a winger and a center, 6 foot, 187 pounds. He's already 21 years old, never been drafted in the NHL. This year, he's projected to play a little bit over 100 points. He's the best season in the QM. He's looking for get about 48 goals so far. And with Val-d'Or and Halifax last year, with Val-d'Or, have 35 points, 68 game. He really, again, the only thing I would say to you, KLS, you have to be a little bit cautious about the number of the point in QM. A good depth, great plus, right? But thinking to play the NHL, I don't think so. It could become a bubble player one day. But it's a good signature overall for them. The Canucks take the lead 1-0. Again, a Nashville Predator, by the way. Not looking good on my pick tonight, by the way. For sure. And then one day at 1-5-1. And then rough crowd at the gel, Gary. Yeah, it will be very bad tonight. Detroit signed him for 3 years. Yeah, I agree with you. I just got it. If Washington can get back on the track, I think they can make it, but they will need to win a few games in a row. Yeah, I don't see this, King, but because they lost a couple of assets, but as a team can compete. But again, tonight, I think the King will be a little bit over. So, Coach, I don't mean to have you doing a research. My bad. No problem. Okay, let's allow to do some stuff like that for sure. I knew he played at QM. I was not sure about his stat overall, so I don't want to give you a bad indication about the set, about that for sure. Coach like to multitask. Let's get to do that. I love to do that. King, Coach, how many unsigned prospects does Montreal have, and do you see any of them earning a contract for the beginning of the 2022-2024 years? But when you talk about unsigned contract, they are the players like we said to you, they about 12. No. They have all the NCAA players, right? So they give them about 7, 8 of them already. So, example, Dobaz, Farrell, Park, Hudson, and I can go like that, right? So that give them all the NCAA players on that side with the Montreal Canadiens. On the flip side, they have players like play in Europe. They have no contract ELC with Montreal Canadiens too. So all together, and all the players draft usually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7. They are not signed contract. Like Croteau, example, is one of them. So the player like Tichot in Europe, he's not get a contract yet for Montreal. Nermi, and I can go all the way like that. So the number are bigger what we expect. But now to see them earning a contract by the beginning of 2023, 2024, maybe 3 of them. That'll be my number. And one reason I would say to you, you don't have to sign the Predators, just tie the game. 17 goals is one of the games, 17 goals, and the next one of the 28. Yeah, so the age is really important about that. Gary 0-4 so far. I think I have one. I have 1 W. I have the Edmonton Oilers. So don't worry about this, Gary, about that. Are good. I've been a contender. Given the vast improvement of the team in the East, when do you project the Habs making the playoff? Two years not allowed. So 24, 23, 24, 24, 25. 25, 26, Peter, this is where they're going to compete for a spot. I don't say they make it, but really in 25th, 26, that's really where the team is going to be starting to be at the next level. Until then, a team going to be like, 32 last year, 28, 27, 29. Next year, I'll not be surprised they are 23rd, 24th, 25th. Year after that, that will be 2019, 2021, and they'll be compete for the playoff spot. During the 3 years, Boston going to not be the same. Now, Buffalo, Tampa, Buffalo, Ottawa, Detroit are going to be better. Montreal going to follow up very close with them. Now, the Toronto will be interesting what they look like in 3 years. Is it Matthews returning? What happened with Marner? What happened with Tavares? Those contracts will be done at that 3 years, the gap. Then finally, Tampa Bay at that moment, I think that the Tampa Bay is going to be lower. The Edmonds will be almost out. Stanko will be almost out. Kisha will be a holder. Veskiski will be 32. Tampa is going to be a good team, but not like they are. So 3 years minimum. Year number 3, that's when Montreal are starting to compete for the spot. That's when they're going to make it. Year number 4, that will be really the one where Montreal have to be in the playoff or very close to be in the playoff. I know it's a long time. I'll maybe retire as a channel here, but you never know. The flank guy over the star tonight, unbelievable right there. Good night to tomorrow, Nicola. Not over yet, Chicago. 4-0 after 40 minutes over there. So that's what we got, guys, tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I would like to hear from you. Please don't forget we'll be back tomorrow night for the Montreal Canadiens. Always play against the Carolina Hurricanes. And we'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday night at 9 o'clock for that show, the Ab Nation Live Tonight show. Hopefully you enjoyed those shows we bring on the table every night. You have any question, anything you want to give me, send us an email and I will go to respond to you. I have a kind of mail bag. You can reach us and you can follow me every morning at 11 o'clock at Daily News. You have any question there, I will do. Any other question you have about other things, guys, don't hesitate. We are here all the time. Warm-up show, Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night with Enough Tap. We need to get better on the prediction tonight, anyway. And then that's pretty much what we got on you guys tonight. So on the next couple of days, will the Canucks make the playoff next year? Too early to predict this drought. We don't know what is going to happen during the summer, so it'll be hard. No way, coach. You cannot hang up until Cup 25. It's sugar. Careless. King of Gamer 2022-24 rebuild 25-26 playoff hopeful. Yeah, that's really that way, King. I think we are on the same page about this. Retired coach never please. No, I don't think so. Be retired for sure about that. But it'll be interesting what's going to be the next thing about the Hockey Nation Live show. Great night, everybody. I hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you like it. Any suggestion you want us to bring on the table, please share it with us. That'd be great. And I can wait to see you next time. But until then, my friend, we want to wish you an amazing, great night, a sweet dream. And I can wait to see you next time. We'll be interested what is next. Tomorrow night, Montreal again, Carolina Hurricane. Many games on the program. Until then, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you. Like exactly they have Danny and Octap greatness inside of them. Many of you have greatness. But until the next time, my friend, I want to remind you, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the first half of what? 2023. Have an amazing, great night, guys. Always a pleasure having you aboard. And what a great chat we got to hear with respect and talking about hockey. Without you, this channel is going to be all we are. Thanks so much for all the likes and sharing this on your social media. And we wish you an amazing, great night. Remember, the Hockey Nation Live Show. Love you. Have a great night, guys. Oh. Booyah!